Fans of the Horus Heresy, thank you very much for joining me for a big unboxing review. And it's big because we're looking at none other than the Space Marine Thunderhawk Gunship by Forgeworld. Yeah, so this is a big old beastie. Yeah, this has been lent to me by a mate of mine who bought this a couple of years back. Due to the busyness of real life, this has been living in his attic for a while, but he's loaned it to me for to do an unboxing review. So I think this would be good fun. I haven't got a Thunderhawk, so I've not done this before. Yeah, let's get into it. So it comes in one of these big boxes. This is the same size box as you get if you buy a Warhound Titan, or at least you used to do. They may have moved on to the sort of the newer style red boxes. So let's have a look what we've got in here. So I'm guessing this will be some instructions and certificates, perhaps. So, yep, I've got an assembly guide. Have I missed a sheet there? I have missed a sheet. Let me dig that out. There we go. So there's 5 sheets of instructions and then an ownership certificate. So it's nice that you get these with Thunderhawks as well as Warhound Titans. And it says this Thunderhawk gunship has been blah 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 blah. Yep. Thought for the day, tremble foes of man, for the might of the Adeptus Astartes never rests in the Emperor's work. Very nice. And it has a production number here. This is 1856, which is quite interesting actually, because when I bought a Warhound Titan, 5, 6 years ago, it was number 3140 something. So I think the Thunderhawk's been out at least, not quite as long, but it appears they've not sold quite as many as the old Warhound. So that's that. Right, I've got lots of resin parts. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get these out. We'll get these out, and then we'll look through them. As unsurprisingly, with such a big vehicle, there are a lot of parts here, including some enormous hull sections. There we go. Right. Well, where do we start? Right, let's start with the big stuff. So this looks like the rear hull section. Look at the size on there. Look at the size on that. Big hefty key to take away there. I think these are attachment points for part of the wing pylons. We have some Aquillas, one on each side. Slight mould. You can tell that's being cast with a slightly broken mould. As you can see that, although that'll be easy enough to fix. Got these nice bits of detail. Of course, these Thunderhawks are all crafted by and designed by hand. This came before all the computer assistant design, or the CAD design we're now seeing. This is the lower hull. This is landing gear bays, part of the engine, and this is the front of the Thunderhawk. A pair of doors and a ramp for ingress and egress. Yeah, big thing. I wonder how true that is. Slightly off. I can see there's going to be some hefty sort of repositioning work required on these to put them all straight, which is with such large parts with relatively thin walls is unsurprising. Alright, what have we got in this bag? We've got the first wing. I love 40k, you don't need aerodynamics. It's a certain style, and you can't get hung up on the lack of aerodynamic qualities of these things. It's stylistic. Yeah, nice. That's the mounting position for a heavy bolt gun. Big engines that are mounted in the wing roots. Yeah, navigation lights, which is nice touches. I'm guessing that goes that way up. Some hefty moulding corrections to make there, but not too bad. Part of the hull. Some thrusters perhaps. Some interior detail. I believe the Thunderhawk's got an extensive amount of interior detailing. This is the main gun housing, again with an Aquila on each side of it. And talking of main guns, you get two. This is, we'll start with this one. This is like the original signature weapon. This is the Thunderhawk cannon, which is a powerful battle cannon type weapon. And it was indeed the original weapon. Of course, the first ever Thunderhawk model was, I think, 1995 all metal kit that was given away as prizes, I think, for Golden Demon Slayer sword winners, and then had a limited retail run. If you look on eBay, or a few days ago on eBay, someone was selling one unbuilt for a mere £1,500. So if you fancy, £1,500. And then also a turbo laser. So you get both weapon options, and that's nice because you've got a really good spare weapon there. If you choose to, whichever gun you do, you've got a great spare weapon. I think that's like perhaps part of a tail, and another hull plate as well. Certainly, again, more Aquilas. This is certainly well and truly stamped with the mark of the Imperium. Right, this looks like an interesting bag. I think we have the nose section in here, and sure enough we do. Yeah, there's a familiar and distinctive sight. And this, so here, this is the nose of the Thunderhawk. Now you can see all the internal detailing, which is really nice. My mate wants to paint all that. And then you've got this enormous front access ramp as well. Big enough for the likes of dreadnoughts to wander down. And I believe that's the rear section of the fuselage, and an engine's going to attach there. Next bag. Don't know if I'll do every single, not sure if I'll look at every single part because there are an awful lot on this, but we'll certainly see how we go. Ah, right, okay, we've got, we'll do this first. We've got the tail plane, so it's got like a T-plane, so that sits on top of the tail fin. Oh, yeah, not too bad. Fair bit of clean-up work on that. But then this is a great piece here. This is the crew deck, or the pilot deck. It's a 2-seat flyer, and it's obviously got space for 2 fully armoured Space Marines to fly it. Never quite understood why Space Marines are always depicted as flying in their armour, but I'm sure there's a good reason. And then this is sort of like the roof of the main troop bay, and that's all internal detailing. So yeah, very, I don't know, until the Mastodon came on, this was arguably one of the best internal detail kits that you could get from Forge World. I'm going to get all these parts out. Oh, I'll have a look at a couple. That's nice. A rack of bolt guns. Not sure how the camera, oh there you go, camera focuses plain ball. Very good. Lots of other internal bits. See if there's any little highlights in here. There's a computer terminal there. And sticking with the mark of the Imperium, we have a whole sprue. A whole sprue of purity seals. Oh, there you go. Oh, and a skull. There you go. You can tell it's a proper Space Marine vehicle. It comes with an optional positionable skull. Right. So this is like a bag of weapon components. So this thing has a whole host of heavy bolt gun positions. It's got the Marine Croon as well. It also has some missiles. I just forget the type of missiles. Are these Death Strike missiles? Look at the size on that thing. That must surely have armor bane or something. And then yes, lots of heavy bolt guns which are going to be mounted around the Thunderhawk, and gives it lots and lots of fire for suppressing enemy troops as it lands and drops its Marines. Let's have a look at the first of the Marine crew. Yeah, pretty duty. Wearing Mark 7 Aquila armour and unhelmeted. Well, I'm guessing, I say the Marines are wearing full armour. They don't seem to carry, they don't carry their backpacks. And the second guy with he's kind of like got a comms headpiece on. All these heavy bolt guns, yeah. Oh, and to add to the posability or the ability to individualise your Thunderhawk, a set of Aquilas, so you can slap those all around the place. And final bag, well, this looks like it has the engine assemblies and some of the other large structural components. So let's have a look in here. One thing I'd be interested, I don't know if anyone knows this, but what year did Forge World release this kit? I know it was after 2000 or earlier than 2004, because that's as far back as my catalogues go, and it was present in that catalogue. And it was sculpted by a guy called Tim Adcock, who, I don't know if he still works for them, but yeah, cool. There you go, these look like the sections of a wing. They've got an interesting wingtip mounted las cannon there. So we've got a Thunderhawk cannon or a turbo laser, las cannons, heavy bolt guns, and those deadly looking missiles as well. So this is certainly well armed for its role. Wow, look at those. Those engines look brilliant, very finely detailed. And I like these actuators on the side to control the vanes of the engine nozzle for directional thrust. So somewhat more crude than modern military jets of a similar design, but it visually gets the purpose across of how they work quite well. Pair of air intakes. Very much like turbofan engines, although I'm sure, who knows, maybe they are. Some other highlights. Oh, got to look at this piece. A couple more I'm going to look at. So these are part of the landing gear. So yeah, nice stout landing gear. I wonder if that'll be strong enough to support it, or if it might need a bit of reinforcement with some wire. I'll see that as we come to build it. And then finally we have the canopy. There you go, and that will sit atop the upper hull and go like so. Anyway, I think that's just about everything. Just let me check that I didn't miss anything. Oh, there are. I forgot. These don't come with the kit, but my mate, he's got an extensive World Eater Legion force, so he's got his doors already as well. Watch out, Ultramarines. Brilliant, there you go. Unboxing review of the mighty Thunderhawk Gunship for the Space Marines. yeah, we're going to do some building work on this, and I think it's going to be a bit of a job of me doing building and my mate doing some internal painting. So it'll probably turn into a bit of a project that'll run for a few months. But yeah, do a series of videos on it. I think it'll be quite interesting to see it take shape. Good. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you found this interesting and enjoyable. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.